G'day guys, Nate here coming at you with the wildcard round preview of Collingwood's clash against the Western Bulldogs. What a weird way to say that. Friday night, MCG, 7:40 p.m. start. Just a weird feeling or weird saying, wildcard round preview. Just week one finals, round 25, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a fan of opening round. I'm on the fence for wildcard round, but here we are. I'm not surprised. I predicted Collingwood to finish in the wildcard round, and here we are. Wildcard purgatory, here we are. And we are 48 hours away as of this recording from playing against the Western Bulldogs and hopefully getting ourselves out of the wildcard spot and into the proper top eight. September finals footy action. It's win or go home, or as the title says, win or pack your bags and fly home. And that sounds more dramatic. That's how it's meant to be. As usual, just the overview of Collingwood games this week. We've got the Western Bulldogs Friday night, MCG for the wildcard round. VFLW, the final home and away game of the season. Collingwood taking on Williamstown, first v third. It's a Collingwood home game, but it's in Williamstown, DSV Stadium. If we win by a decent margin, we can go past Williamstown and finish in the top two. If we win a close game, we need North Melbourne to lose or some sort of percentage battle there. We could be a very good side that finishes third, and we're playing sixth next week for finals. I think it's first v second as well next week. So that's all I watch this space in the VFLW. We lost to North Melbourne last week, a close game. Champion teams find a way, but Williamstown on top. It's another great test for Collingwood and their premiership hopes in the VFLW this year. And then the AFLW, Collingwood hosting Hawthorn, Victoria Park, 3:05 p.m. start. A little bit later compared to last week against Fremantle. 2 losses so far, 18 points against Richmond, 20 points against Freo. And last week, 0 for 3 for Collingwood games. 3 tough games this week. I'm hoping for at least one Collingwood win. That's my expectation. Not even a draw. If there's a draw involved, I'm not counting that as a win. So I want one Collingwood win. Anything more than that, that's a thumbs up for me. But for this preview for the wildcard round, it's the great unknown, this wildcard round bullshit. But there's a little bit of history, and that involves the VFL. So I am going to do a little bit of a history check for the wildcard round. It goes back to 2023. So I'm going to bring up the wildcard round games history for the VFL and just how teams progress following on the wildcard round and just see if there's an upset involved or who goes on a deep run. But it doesn't really check out for us. 2023, we played the inaugural wildcard round game against Richmond, 8th v 9th, and we won by 75 points. Casey destroying North Melbourne by 101 points, 7th and 8th progressing, but they both lost the following week. We lost to Williamstown by 55 points and KC losing the Footscray by 79 points. So didn't really mean much in 2023. I think 2024 is the one where it really sticks out for the wildcard round. Frankston, 10th spot, going up to Gold Coast, causing an upset win, beating Gold Coast by 3 points. And Williamstown hosting Richmond, 8th v 9th, and winning by 66 points. And Williamstown finishing 8th, being the 7th seed, causing an upset win over Box Hill, and then progressing to the semi-final, losing to Brisbane by 3 goals. Frankston, though, had to fly back up to Queensland the following week, and they got smacked by 92 points to Southport. And last year, Richmond in 8th spot, beating GWS by 18 points. Collingwood, we fell down into the wildcard spot, losing to Port Melbourne, final home and away game, taking on Williamstown in 10th spot, losing at Victoria Park by 2 goals. And that weird feeling of losing a wildcard game, that's it. That's your season done. 7th seed, we should have been a lock for September or finals footy, not to be. And they both lost the following week, Richmond and Williamstown to Brisbane and Casey. And this year, we've seen Sydney dominate against Frankston 7th v 10th and Williamstown beating Carlton by 38 points, 8th v 9th. We got Sydney coming down to Port Melbourne to take on Port Melbourne in Port Melbourne. Should have said that from the start. Port Melbourne hosting Sydney and Essendon hosting Williamstown. There could be an upset or two there. But that's the only history we've got regarding wildcard round, the great unknown. We don't know what to expect for it, but it's 8th v 9th, Dogs 8th spot, Collingwood 9th spot. And I said in the review of our loss to Brisbane, if this was a proper top 8 battle, I'd be embarrassed. It was pretty much a mulligan. Throw it away, forget about it. Don't check the vision or review the game. It was a brief review of the game, so pretty straightforward. Hopefully we bounce back. Very little history to go off with the wildcard round against the Western Bulldogs. But the last time we played the Bulldogs, we lost by 4 points. And I did think that was the turning point in our season. Not so much the game itself, but more so the final quarter. We didn't have the lead at all in the entire game. Maybe the first goal of the game, and then the Dogs got in front, and then they held on. They were up by majority of the game, 3 to 4 goals. Every time we got involved or got close, the Dogs kicked away. Just a frustrating game for us because the way we played back then, our game plan was to nullify the opposition's attack without displaying much of an attack of our own. And what we saw was long kicks down the line, very slow, methodical footy, and methodical gives it a positive spin on it. It wasn't anything positive about it. The Dogs, they took the game on. They had chances to kick away and win by 4+ goals. Instead, they win by 4 points in the end, and it felt like a lot more, in my opinion. But that final quarter against the Dogs was the turning point in our season. It showed that we can take the game on. We've got the players to, progress our game and take it to the best sides. And yeah, we got to within 4 points. Michael Selwood takes that mark with a minute to go. The build up to that moment was pretty poor on Collingwood's end, but we had our chances to get in front. We had our chances to actually play better footy. And it took until that loss against the Dogs, only 4 points, but it felt like a lot more where we needed to change things up, not just with our personnel, but the way we played the game. The following week, we lose to Melbourne in King's birthday. But yeah, it was quick, fun footy to watch, but just not efficient, particularly in the final quarter, not owning the moments. But that was the mini turning point. The bye helped as well for us to just properly analyze and just change our game plan for good. And we won 6 games from the bye, and here we are. I think we are deserving of wildcard spot at the very least. How far we go remains to be seen. The Bulldogs, they're the sort of team where you look at them on paper and go, oh, we got them covered. But the Western Bulldogs, they've got a lot of fight. When it comes to these sort of games, they're always that mid-table side, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, whatever. They've been involved in these elimination final games, these knockout games, quite a bit under Luke Beveridge. Just twice they've progressed beyond the elimination final, and they've gone on to make the grand final from those points. It'd be a shock if they somehow made the grand final from 8th, us in 9th spot. I guess this is just a game to make up the numbers for September, but you never know. Depending on the trajectory of our finals path, whoever wins this game has to wait 24 hours for the result of Carlton v Melbourne. If we win and Melbourne win, we are taking on Geelong at the MCG. If Carlton win, they force us on the road. We'll take on Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. So Geelong or Adelaide. It's pick your poison. We've lost to Geelong twice this year. Adelaide, we went over there, caused a statement win, but we also lost to Adelaide earlier this year. So 50-50 there, and also the Isaac Rankin factor, they'll be thrown up as well. Oh God, Isaac Quaynor being booed as well, if that's going to be the case. But a good little segue into the injury list for Collingwood. Isaac Quaynor available for this game. Collingwood had their training session today at Marvel Stadium. Patrick Lipinski should be available. He's listed as a test in this report, but at least 2 changes. Isaac Quaynor, Patrick Lipinski coming back in. I don't expect us to make a bombshell selection statement to drop anyone. Perryman, 1 to 2 weeks away. Pendlebury, 2 to 3 weeks away with his hamstring injury. Braden Maynard aggravating his knee injury, so we don't know a timeline on Maynard, possibly 3 to 4 weeks. It's all a week by week prospect, and we just never know if they're going to come back this year. At least 2 changes though: Quaynor, Lipinski, Pendlebury. That's 1 out, and I'm tossing up between either Will Hayes or Harvey Harrison being dropped for Patrick Lipinski. You can't drop Rowan Steele; he's playing solid on the wing. Just move his magnet to the forward line or starting on the bench. Have him rotate on the wing maybe, or also up forward. Hayes, Harrison, they provide pressure. Will Hayes has better pace. Harrison has better, I guess, goal setup ability, if that makes sense. 50-50, I reckon. We're not going to drop a Ned Long or a side bottom or an Angus Anderson. I think Angus Anderson's done enough to stay in the side, even though his name's been popped up, particularly from me. But I think Angus Anderson, in a dead rubber against Brisbane, kicking 3 goals, I think that's enough to keep him in the side for another week at the very least. But I wouldn't be making wholesale changes. I keep saying that, but wholesale changes, forget about it. Make the necessary changes, stabilize the playing group, synergy, chemistry, momentum, whatever. It's 5 weeks in the white shorts for Collingwood if we're going to make anything special of this season. Otherwise, it's probably going to be a thumbs down from me if we lose this game, depending on the margin. The Bulldogs, Aaron Norton is a test, Caulfield a test, Tim English also a test. Tim English, a massive point of difference against us the last time we played. I would hate for Tim English to return. Miraculous recovery. I mean, it's finals, technically, so I'm not surprised by that. But I would hate it for English to return and then get banged up, or he goes back to being injured the following week, or he plays shit the following week. So, yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. If that happens, I'll squeal. But just with the compare the pair, the last time this season I'll use the league rankings for comparison. Collingwood better for points for and points against. I was surprised when doing the compare the pair that the Bulldogs 14th for points for. They were so good with their scoring power last year. Their midfield group is still there, top 4 for clearance work, second for stoppage clearances, also sixth for rebound 50s. Thank you, Bailey Dale. But besides that, there's not many other stats or metrics for the Bulldogs here. And that's another factor as well. When I mentioned it earlier about how you look at the Bulldogs on paper, their lineup, their metrics, and you think, oh, we've got them covered. Again, the Bulldogs have a lot more fight. They know how to play these sort of games, and it's a matter of who wants it more. The Dogs will show us they want it more. They are annoying, the Bulldogs, but in a good way, respectful way. Collingwood, though, one area that I think we need to lift in is the overall marks and just conceding uncontested possessions. It's starting to feel a little bit like 2024, the loss against Geelong and even Brisbane last week. The uncontested possessions, the opposition controlling the footy a lot more compared to us. Brisbane, their attacking game's unreal. Geelong, methodical in how they beat us. So for us, if we're going to win this game, make sure the Bulldogs don't control the footy as much. I don't think our pressure is going to apply too much on the Bulldogs or nullify the Bulldogs in any way. It's just going to be a matter of who wants this more, who's more clinical, who's more accurate, who's more efficient, just the basics right there. And just getting to the recent history, Collingwood leads the overall head-to-head 112 wins, 1 draw, 51 losses. Not really much to look into for that one, but we do lead the overall finals head-to-head, 5 wins, 1 loss. We lead the overall head-to-head, 16 wins, 9 losses at the MCG. And a bit of conjecture as well about the Bulldogs hosting 8th v 9th at the MCG, not Marvel Stadium. It's a cash grab, this wildcard round bullshit for the AFL. So, yeah, it's not our fault. It's the AFL's fault. Don't blame us. But just with the finals head to head, 5 wins, 1 loss. I don't consider this a finals game, the wildcard round bullshit, but I actually remember more about the '06 elimination final loss compared to our 2010 qualifying final win. The 2010 qualifying final feels more forgotten compared to our prelim final win, the grand final, and also the replay. The '06 elimination final, I remember that more. Brodie Holland knocking out Brett Montgomery, but Montgomery kicking 4 goals. We started that game pretty well. 21 points up early on, first quarter. And I think the Dogs kicked 14 or 15 of the next 16 goals. They got up to about 10 goals in that final quarter. And being 10 years old and crying like a baby as well, I did this thing. I'm not sure if anyone else did this growing up or if they do it now. But when the Dogs got on that jump after halftime, I went outside, ran around, played on the trampoline and kicked the footy around. Come back in, Dogs lead by a lot more. Go back outside, kick the footy, trampoline, come back in, Dogs are destroying us. And I started crying. Dead rubber stuff, final quarter. But yeah, I remember more about that elimination final loss compared to the qualifying final win. Uh, our record against top 10 teams this year, 3 wins, 2 draws, and 9 losses. The Dogs, 6 wins, 1 draw, 8 losses against top 8 or top 10 teams. Dogs starting the season 4-0, some quality wins involved. For us, struggling to get that top 10, top 8 win. Beating Adelaide was pretty good over in Adelaide. And the other 2 wins are Carlton, and they finished in 10th spot. And they were never in the top 10 when we faced them. So we have a lot of work to do in August and September this year. Otherwise, there's an area of improvement next year. We've got to beat the best teams next year. A fun fact, Steel side bottom stat, got to mention it, could be his final game. Players in game 375, 8 wins, 4 losses. Pendlebury, Boomer Harvey, Tuck, Burgoyne, Fletcher, Travis Boak last year, Dangerfield this year, David Mundy, ironically, 2022 elimination final against the Dogs. They're the 8 wins there. And Kevin Bartlett somehow losing a game in 1982. Robert Harvey, Simon Madden, and Craig Bradley losing in game 375. The more you know with these sort of weird stats. And again, the last time we played the Bulldogs, we lost by 4 points, 13-15-93 to the Dogs, 14-13-97. Now, just with the keys to victory, could mention quite a few keys to victory, as I keep saying in these sort of keys to victory segments. But my 4, the first key to victory, efficiency inside 50. For us, season average up to 50% for the first time this year. So it is improving week by week. A lot of dead rubber goals against Brisbane last week props that up. Slightly better than the Dogs with their efficiency inside 50. The Dogs, they're sweating on Aaron Norton. If they don't have Aaron Norton available, who's their next target? Most likely Rory Lobb playing a ruck forward role, Jordan Croft. But the Dogs, they're able to keep it inside their forward 50. They can also apply their own pressure. We are better for the tackling and the tackle pressure inside 50, but a matter of executing and putting on the scoreboard, a key factor to winning this game. The second key to victory, the quickest of quick transition games across halfback. Bailey Dale for the Western Bulldogs. Dan Houston, Josh Dacos, Sam Swadling for us. The Dogs don't have a lot of height down back, but we've got to respect their back line. No sexual innuendos. Grow up, everyone. But for the Dogs, on paper, again, it looks like we can have their back line covered with our key forward depth and just our pressure up forward as well. But we can't just throw it in there, bomb it along, and hope for the best. And also for that quick transition game, uh, slingshot footy needs to be back for us. It's gone away a bit in the last few weeks. Brisbane nullified that after quarter time against us. The third key to victory, whose midfield is more effective? We surprisingly kicked a lot more goals from centre clearances compared to the Western Bulldogs. That was the one area for the Dogs. If they had that going for them, they would have smacked us. But you just never know with their midfield group. Bontempelli, Ed Richards, their two best midfielders right now. Ed Allen has a job to do on either one of them. Ed Allen on Ed Richards or playing on Bontempelli. Or it could be like last time we played, where it's a shifting sort of thing, and hopefully it allows Nick Dacos and Jordan to go to do their thing in the midfield. But they've also got Matt Kennedy playing decent footy last week. Joel Frazier returning to some sort of form. So you just never know with the midfield group. For us, we've got Nick Dacos, Jordan De Goey. Who else can step up in the midfield? That's a big question for us. And the final key to victory, I won't elaborate on this in this video, but I will elaborate on this in the team selections final word video, which I'll do Thursday night, is which wildcard players step up. And for the Bulldogs, again, on paper, you'd expect us to cover them, but the Dogs, they've got players who want it more compared to us. It's a matter of who steps up, who's efficient, who takes on the moments in the final quarter or in a wildcard game like this. But for us, we've got quite a few players that need to step up in this wildcard game. And I'm going to elaborate on this in the team selections final word video Thursday night. But I'll wrap up this video here for the preview to the wildcard game or wildcard round game, round 25, week 1 finals. Whatever you want to call it, that's all for this video. Leave your comments down below, your thoughts on the wildcard round. Are you going? Did you get tickets? Did you struggle to get tickets? Your thoughts on this game, team selections, your final word early on, expectations, predictions, whatever. Just leave your comments down below, all things Collingwood. Besides that, I'll leave you guys all to it. I hope you guys are having a good week so far. Please be well, please be safe, and I'll see you guys Thursday night for the team selections final word video. Up the Pies.